This video will educate you on the topic how to read a research article. To read a research article, one can follow a three-step process consisting of fast scan approach, analysis approach, and review approach. In the fast scan approach, the reader reads the abstract first to get an overview of the paper. The abstract will present the idea, motivation, problem addressed, and the solutions of the research problem. Next, the reader reads the conclusion part, which shows the outcome of the research work. Then, the references are noticed to know the recent related works that are carried out in the research area of the problem. Hence, by reading the abstract and the conclusion, the reader can get the overview of the research article. To explain with an example, let us take one of my article which is published in an international conference. The title of the paper is Towards Ontology Development for Teaching Programming Language. If you read the abstract and the conclusion of this article, you will come to know the problem is the development of teaching ontologies, and the process is the authors propose an approach to develop teaching ontologies. The output is an ontology is developed for teaching Java programming language. After getting an overview of the article in the fast scan approach, we move on to analysis approach. In the analysis approach, the reader tries to understand the article. In the analysis approach, the reader reads the article again and again until it comes to her or his frame of understanding. In this approach, the readers clearly understand the thoughts of the authors in the research work. When the reader reads the article, she or he develops the specifications of the problem. The specifications are notes, comments written by the reader based on his or her understanding. These specifications can be classified into three types, namely problem statement, process, and the solution. Now let us see an example to demonstrate the analysis phase. Again, we shall consider my article titled Towards Ontology Development for Teaching Programming Language. The reader should read all the sections again and again until an understanding of the concepts is achieved. The article contains 5 sections. Section 1 deals with an introduction. In Section 2, the related work are discussed to understand the background of the proposed research. The theoretical issues of ontology engineering are discussed in Section 3. An approach for developing teaching ontologies is presented in Section 4. Section 5 proposes the conclusion. The reader has to focus to the process that is followed in the article. The process is approach for designing teaching ontologies, which consists of 4 steps, namely glossary development, laddering, disintegration and categorization, and refinement. The reader has to understand that an ontology for Java language is developed as an outcome of this research. As an application of this research, the ontology developed can be integrated with any e-learning platform. Further, the research is also provides an edge so that further research is possible by enhancing the approach that is followed and by enhancing the ontology that is developed. The third and final approach in the process of reading a research article is the review approach. The readers act like a reviewer and make critical comments on the research article. Reading a research paper must be a critical process. The readers should not assume that the authors are always correct. Critical reading involves asking appropriate questions. Each section of the article is to be criticized. The readers virtually recreate or re-implement the research work or review the research work. Comparing the re-implementation with actual paper may reveal some hidden issues. The reader has to think differently from the author of the article. This process will take more time, But at the end of this process, the reader can start planning a new experiment or evolve a new concept. Now let us see an example to demonstrate the review approach. Again, we shall consider my article titled Towards Ontology Development for Teaching Programming Language. After going through all the sections of the article and after critically analyzing it, the reader should ask the following questions. Why ontologies? What is the use of teaching ontologies? Is it possible to improve the approach that is proposed to develop teaching ontologies? Further, the reader should develop his or her own teaching ontology and test it by integrating with a learning management system. After the implementation, the reader will get some insight into the research problem, and using the extension that is proposed in the research work, the reader can do a new research on this topic. To summarize, this video lecture demonstrates how to read a research article. Reading a research article consists of three approaches, namely fast scan approach, analysis approach, and review approach. In the fast scan approach, the reader reads the abstract, conclusion, and references of the article. In this approach, the reader comes to know the overview of the article. In the analysis approach, the reader reads the article again and again until it comes to his or her frame of understanding. In the review approach, the reader critically and analytically analyzes various sections of the article. The reader should provide the critical comments of each section. The reader should ask appropriate questions. The reader should try to re-implement or review the research work to have a better understanding. The reader has to think differently from the author of the article. Hope this video lecture is useful to the researchers to learn how to read a research article. Thank you.